Could you forgive if a friend or a family relative committed a crime like this?
Well, at the time of the actual incident, I completely and utterly believed Karen. I wrote a newspaper column sticking up for Karen. I felt she was picked on by a lot of people in the media because of how she looked and her general appearance. And then when it turned out I was wrong, I just felt absolutely gobsmacked. And I still feel that today because I feel I'm a very, you know, a smart, savvy person, and yet I was completely taken in. So the question of whether I could forgive someone in that situation, it's quite hard for me, quite hard.
It's always difficult because you don't know to the extent how well that person is, and there's got to be something catastrophically wrong with you to commit a crime like that. And that's when you start thinking, who am I to judge, and how complex is this situation, to a point where I don't know who that person is and whether they're sane or safe or their mental well-being is compromised.
She stood trial, though. And she was sentenced to 8 years, did 4. So clearly they felt that she was mentally competent enough to stand trial and be held to blame for what happened. So I don't know. How much do you bend over backwards trying to understand somebody's background? Yeah, it's not perfect, but whose is?
I suppose, knowing the drama's going to be on tonight, the person that I'll be thinking of this evening when it goes out is the little girl who's now 18. And I just really... I feel that she's the victim in all of this. We're not showing her photograph, and I think we've got to allow her the anonymity and hope. I really, really hope that she started another life and she's having a terrific life, and that's all you can hope for. But at the same time, they wouldn't be making any of these dramas if the public wasn't going to watch them in their millions. And we've had loads and loads of dramas recently based on paedophiles, murders, based on true stories. Although all these dramas start with the disclaimer. While these are based on real events, some characters have been amalgamated and some facts have been fictionalised, to which I just say, well, then it's a drama, isn't it? It's not a documentary.
But why do you think there is this huge fascination? Because you're quite right, they wouldn't be made if people...
newspapers and people want to watch it.
It adds something to me. If I know something's a true story, I find the story much more fascinating.
But is it because it's almost unbelievable? Like, when I read and heard about this story, you almost don't believe that anyone could ever do that to somebody and this could ever happen. And I think maybe that's the draw for me, to watch a documentary.
But would you have watched a drama about Fred and Rosemary West? Because I just took the decision, I'm sorry, I don't want to watch that. I just do not want to watch it. And yet, millions of people watched that drama, and Dominic West played Fred West and won awards for doing so. And
it's what a newspaper does. If there's a court case going on, no matter how awful, the newspapers report it every single day, you know, centre page spreads, pages and pages of it, and we lap up the detail. And then for television to do it, you know, why not? It's a window into somebody else's life. It's a window.
I think, Anne, we had public hangings and we had village stocks. And, you know, if we go back 200 or 300 years, we'd have people who'd created who'd committed a crime, whether real or perceived, and they'd be put in stocks, and people would chuck all sorts of rubbish and the contents of chamber pots all over them. Now we've still got that deep-seated urge inside us to look at horrible things.
No way. I'm not watching the documentary because I want to see those people in pain for what they did. I feel that justice is served through the courts.
But millions of people are going to watch it.
But not because you want to see them suffer, because it's intriguing and you can't comprehend that it even happened. For me, it's more...
And that's what adds the extra element, I think. You watch it and you think, my goodness, this really happened. To real, ordinary people. And
do you think it will stop anyone doing that in the future? Because I just don't think. I think it's entertainment at the end of the day.
No, entertainment's the right word, isn't it? It's like you said, it's intriguing, it's fascinating.
And it shows people that these things do happen and it does go on, because I'm quite naive, and a lot of the time, sometimes I need to be re-educated into what's going on in the world. It's not a Disney movie and it's not a fantasy, and sometimes hard-hitting films or documentaries like this can show you that.
So you think some good can come out of this sort of thing.
Well, I think
I don't
there's
mean the
a big-
event, I mean the
there is a
making
big
dramas out of
trend
it.
on television at the moment to make these dramas based on real things and to also make endless dramas about child abuse. And I just think, yes, child abuse has always gone on, but it's become the overriding obsession now in so much television.
But we don't only want our entertainment to be anodyne, do we?
Yeah.
We want it to be powerful and gripping and tell real stories.
And I think when it
I mean,
has that-
Sheridan Smith, who was in that, she did Scylla. I mean, that was wonderful. She did Mrs. Biggs. I mean, actually, she's awfully good, Sheridan Smith, isn't she? She's very, very good in this, because we've all seen a bit of a preview.
Yeah.
But I just think that there is real power in a true story, so
it's
why
that
not?
grit. It gives it an extra bit of
Yeah.
grit. Yeah.